Rob Dameron here again. Today I have a number of helpful resources for high school students with just about anything that you can think of. Here's one of those sources that we're going to talk about today, www.e3t.org. I have the page pulled up here. If we notice on the right-hand side, it has all about E3T, the strategies. What we're going to look down to is student resources because that's what you want. If we look, we can see we have math, science, English language arts, social studies, also some resources on how to research. Let's look at ELA. Now, if I go to the ELA button, I have English language arts resources, read and think, story maps, SparkNotes. Great link. And we don't want to really spend that time going through it, but you just click on SparkNotes. You type in any author, any type of or novel title that you're researching, that you're reading in class, and the SparkNotes will pull up. And believe me, it's very valuable to look at SparkNotes. To read in concert or an addendum or in addition to the actual text. Don't rely on it to kind of cheat your way through, because that's not going to happen. SparkNotes are set up to give you additional information or explain things more fully so you can have a better understanding of the text or the novel. We also have a great site for multimedia relating to popular literature. Lit2Go is a free online collection of stories and poems in MP3 format. A lot of you can throw these on your iPods or whatever and listen to somebody read to you. Let's take a moment to look at the Read and Think story map. There we go. Talk about getting a little anxious on the clicker. All right. Story mapping. This is great. One of the graphic organizers that we can use to map out a story. It gives me a number of choices: character map, conflict map, resolution map, or a setting map. Let's say, for example, that the teacher wants me to write about characters. So if I look at character maps, it's going to ask me first to give a title. So let's title this, What About Bob? Okay, by me. And the graphic organizer I want to use is a character graphic organizer. So here we get our characters. It wants to know the character's name, Bob, and I just hit enter. And then it wants to know over here, what does the character look like? Well, of course, he's good looking. This is the section where I'm just going to list a bunch of different attributes of what the character looks like. Next, it wants me to know, how does the character act? We're going to say he's cocky, aggressive. And again, I'm just giving some brief. Obviously, you want to put in some more information. And now it's asking me, how do other characters in the story react to this character? Oh, well, of course, they all love him. Now it's going to ask me to select another graphic organizer, or I can print this. Basically, what I'm doing is I am mapping out exactly what the character is doing. I have an online site, a graphic organizer right here for me that's going to say, okay, my character's name, some attributes, what's he like, how do people react to him, and if I take a minute and I fill in these columns with all the information I have learned about the character, whether we learned it in written form or if it was notes from a movie, I'm going to have a great setup to write a paper now. Because if you go back to paper construction and the teacher asks me, I want you to write a one-page paper about the character and the main character in the movie going to the mat. And you say, okay, I could simply do a character map, put his name, all the attributes that I know about him, what he's like, and then how people react to him. And now all I got to do is take that information and set up my rough draft outline like was previously discussed in the paper construction. That teacher wants to know how this character was, what he was like, how did people react to him, why was it this way, finish off with final thoughts, my paper is going to write itself.